But anyway, his name is Amari L. Jamai. He is the executive director of JTM Academy. Straight out of Long Beach. Just got off a flight over there in the Bay and was like, Dawn, I'm going to pull up, I'm going to get home at night, and then I'm going to come into the Front Page family because we got some resources and news to share. So, Front Page family, please give your warm welcome, round of applause, radio waves for our very special guest, Mr. Amari L. Jamai.
Peace.
Peace. Thank you. You got to pull up to the mic.
I'm still trying to find...
What is you? Are you talking to me? Because I'm here.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do?
I got my bills paid. Y'all said what you said earlier?
Oh, you on KJLHradio.com?
Yeah.
I know that. Okay. He is actually... Look. Oh, y'all can't see, but if you were streaming, he is on KJLHradio.com. And look, cash relief. You know I'm an Aries. I ain't believing. Okay, let me get to my guest. I got a show to do. You trying to pay bills, I got to make some money to pay mine.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. So his name is Amari L. Jamai. After working for over a decade in the manufacturing and distribution industries, Amari L. Jamai enrolled in community college with the intent of pursuing a more fulfilling career. He obtained his associate degrees in both mathematics and computer information systems, as well as his bachelor's degrees in statistics and applied mathematics from Norco College and UCLA. Since graduation, he has continued his work in education, specifically with students from underrepresented, under-resourced, and marginalized communities. He has taught multiple subjects in the STEM field, from mathematics and computer programming to unmanned aerial systems. Amari is currently the co-founder of both Cultivating Hope, LLC, an educating consulting firm, and the J.T. Mitchell Pre-Apprenticeship Academy, or JTM Academy, an organization that prepares students to take the written and oral exams and enter the mechanical trades and utility sector careers. Oh, family, this is Amari L. Jamai.
Yes.
Did you like how I read that?
I was surprised you read the whole thing.
That's what you said? You didn't want me to read that?
I didn't write that.
But
it's about me. It's true.
Okay, so did I do the right thing or not?
You did.
Okay, so we good?
Appreciate you.
All right. Because I was like, I prepared for that. Did you see I was going up and down with the levels? I dragged out the words to deck it out?
You pronounced the whole word.
Yes. That's important. We got to articulate ourselves.
You did that.
True story. My mother was very particular when it came to diction. We used to sit in the car, and she would play the phonetic alphabet. Yeah. And my mother was like, you have to know how to speak well. And it doesn't mean in a specific way. It's just articulating. So shout out to Janice. Janice here. I love you, mommy. Rest in peace. All right, we got to get to the conversation. Let's do some homework real quick.
What you know about Black history?
From Rosa Parks to Dr. Martin Luther King.
I have a dream.
Malcolm X to Reverend Jesse Jackson.
What is your real name?
Malcolm.
My history is Black history.
We are you. We are KJLH FM in HD, Compton, Los Angeles. Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.
Black history.
Black history is our history. Let's be history. Legacy. Why are you so quiet right now? Listen, let me tell you, I called this brother yesterday.
Is this my show?
This is Amari L. Jamai. I called him yesterday so that we can get some conversation going in preparation for our conversation family. He already came in hot, so this whole meek, mild moment that he's given, I don't know. The first thing he said after me saying hello, where you from? I said, where you from? He said, well,
I heard the accent.
What accent?
You got an East Coast accent.
I told you I'm from Detroit.
I know, but I heard it as soon as you hopped on the phone.
Okay. Well, here's a true story. I moved here from New York, so you probably got a splash of that. And I loved would I say aggression? Whatever that force is, I love that. I miss that East Coast energy. And
was I aggressive on the phone?
Huh?
I was aggressive?
Intense. People call it intense, like, where you from? Where you at? Oh, I like this. You
were
already joking.
That's the East
I like
Coast
that.
energy.
Yeah. I like
Okay,
that. It made me feel comfortable. It was that confidence for me. Yeah. Okay. So I got to tell the family, there's an awesome event that's going on. Now, somebody had reposted or sent something to me on Instagram from JTM Academy. Then I started looking further. I said, oh, there is an event that's happening. Something you have entitled a Compton Garden, right?
Yeah,
and
Compton Community Garden, yes.
Compton Community Garden. And this event happens every first Saturday, i.e. tomorrow.
Correct.
Okay, what is
that
that
how you
about?
heard about us?
Yeah, the DM. Somebody just sent this to me in the DM, and I said, is someone from your organization eligible to come in on Front Page on Friday?
Oh, that's what's up.
We love to get some. Social media is powerful.
It is.
So tell us about this event tomorrow.
So once a month, the first Saturday of every month, we go out to the Holloway.
Is he talking loud enough,
Residence.
Bobo?
Is it loud enough?
Okay.
The Holloway residents, they're in Compton. They've been there for 2 generations now. I don't give her address because, you know, we like people to sign up and come out. The goal is to build a garden in their backyard. They got a huge property. This is a funny story, right? So this is how they got their backyard.
And you saying they? Who are we talking about?
So Dr. Holloway, her husband, Andre, and their kids. Everybody except Noah.
No, I have no idea what just happened.
The whole family, shout out to the whole family except for Noah. All right. So, inside joke. All right. So,
They got a
so they built the neighborhood by one end. They built down this way, and the other end they built down, and they met at the corner. And when they got to their house, they forgot to give them a backyard.
What?
I know, right? So then what they did was they gave them the next door neighbor's plot of land. So their whole backyard is literally enough space for a whole house.
Oh,
Correct.
wow.
So it was a come up. Whoever planned that out, didn't plan out the right way. And so they got a huge backyard back there. And I remember a couple years ago, we did a summer programs when I first met them. It was a STEM program out the airport at the TAM. And we went back to the backyard to hang out one day. And I was like, yo, what are y'all doing with this? And she had dreams and this and that and the other. And then a couple years later, we was working with the gas company, and we had some students who needed more hands-on skills.
SoCal Gas?
SoCal Gas, yes.
Okay.
And so I was talking to them, and I was like, well, so how can we get folks hands-on skills with gas? You know, we can't work with gas. That's right. We're not professionals on that level. They said, well, water works if you could supplement working with gas with water because of the pressure and the pipes and the whole 9 yards. So he was like, oh, I got a friend who got a big backyard, and we could put a sprinkler system in there because she wanted to do a garden. One thing led to another. Boom, we've been working on it for the past couple of years. We're not in a rush. It was just slowly paced to give our students some hands-on experience back there. So it's it was a match made in heaven for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. Just because it went on a couple of factors. One, kids nowadays, just with social media, just with the internet, they forgot what it's like to be outside. They even say for the healthiness of our life, we need to be barefoot on the ground. So to have your hands in nature and life and getting that vitamin D, because I mean, let's face it, if you're missing from Paige from 4:30 to 6, you're not getting this vitamin D, so you got to get it from the sun somewhere. Why not at the Compton Garden?
True indeed. Shameless plug. I appreciate you.
That's it. But no, I think this is so awesome, especially when we're talking about our young people, because we know our young people are the future. And we need to find each and every way to connect, a way that they can have and put their future in their own hands.
Yeah.
And even support our community so that we can lift while we climb together.
I'm feeling inspired right now.
Come on, that's what you get when you come on Front Page.
Yeah.
So now we got to inspire some other people. So tell me, JTM has partnered with Dr. Holloway and her family?
Yes.
What is JTM? Who is JTM?
Oh, that's a good question. All right. JTM stands for James Timothy Mitchell. Shout out to Mr. Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell, so story time, since we're in Black History Month.
Hello, somebody. Come on.
So Mr. Mitchell started this program called Project LEAP, Labor Education and Advancement Program, back in 1967. Yeah, back then. And so his goal, their goal was, right, it was a collaborative partnership between the Los Angeles Urban League and the building trades. They put together this program, right? Remember 67, LA, 2 years after Watts Rebellion, city got torn up.
Yeah, we had to
right?
rebuild
So
ourselves. Heck, that's when we came inception over here with Front Page.
Exactly.
We kept talking to the people.
Nice.
We were on the street, making sure that their voices are heard, not
Exactly.
you here.
Exactly, right? So they came up with this program to help folks get into the building trades. There was a lot of discrimination back then. Not that there's not today, but there was a lot more back then, right? This is before affirmative action. And so, you know, those jobs, they're great now, they were great back then. But folks couldn't get in. So what Mr. Mitchell did was, because he was a researcher at that time, he said, well, let me figure out how, you know, the easiest way to get us in. And so, you know, they put together this program and said, you know, if we can get them to pass, there's 2 ways to get in. One, you knock on doors, you ask for help. We know what happens when you go that route, right? Those are called the hunt trades. The other way is you test in. So Mr. Mitchell said, yo, if we could teach them the math that they need to get past these entry exams, they get a score. It's a high enough score. Everybody on the list gets a call. Pass the interview, go to work, right? So he's like, this is the route. He said, we can't trust that folks will let us in just from knocking on the door and having our boots and our tools and being ready to go. We actually got to get ourselves in. So they came up with this curriculum back then in 1967. And literally to this day, we haven't changed a thing.
But the name, because at first it was LEAP.
Yeah. So at first, the program was under the Urban League, and it was called Project LEAP. And then full circle through his niece, Crystal Mitchell, who, I don't know if you know her, but she works with Recycling Back Dollars. And
she in L.A.?
Absolutely.
Well, you need to tell her that she come on front page.
She absolutely needs
to.
to.
Recycling our money, you dang on right.
Yeah. So she's super dope. So she was a consultant for the Urban League. She connected us. We had a meeting with then CEO or COO Brian Williams. We sat down. We had a great conversation. We pitched them a proposal. They loved it. And we've been working with them since 2019 again. So started with them. Ended up, his alumni pulled him out of retirement from LAUSD, got him back in the classroom, and then we got reconnected with the Urban League back in 2019. We've been up and running since then.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
And just on the history, I love it when people's roots, they got good stock.
Yeah.
And his roots have been so deep with just helping the community in education and then further the education to help propel other people.
Yeah.
And the thing that I love about JTM and our conversation that you highlighted yesterday is that everybody's not made for college.
True.
But it doesn't mean that your skill can't garner you a wage that can be six figures or what some people may consider a white collar salary.
Absolutely.
And that's something that you said, hey, we need to put in the forefront because after people are getting these interviews, how can they retain themselves to show that they have the skills? And you say, hey, JTM is to serve as that bridge to that lending hand to pull people forward. And I understand if you are wondering, what are y'all talking about? I want to encourage you to check out jtmacademy.org.
Yes.
And on the website, you'll see how you can learn how to effectively prepare for successfully navigating employment interviews. You talked about something with soft skills.
Yes.
And how important that is. When we talk about JTM and the apprenticeship program, what can people expect why would somebody come to JTM? What are they seeking?
In California, I would say folks want to be able to make it and live. Earlier, I think I heard you say a quote about not just surviving, but actually living, right? Mm-hmm. So we know what it costs to live out here. It's not easy. It's not cheap. One of the most expensive, not only states, but then, our area, the county, Los Angeles County, it's just expensive to make it out here, right? So, yeah, we give opportunities to get into gainful employment-based careers where folks can actually make livable wages significantly above what the average earner in the country makes.
That's a big talk there, Amari.
Yes.
What when you say, what's the average of salaries? What are we talking about?
So the average household in America makes around $50K. And when you start off in the mechanical trades, you start off at around $40,000 a year on average. And then over the next 5 years, while you're in your apprenticeship program, they are guaranteed raises. This is on union side, by the way. So these are union scaled careers. They all end up going up to at least $90,000 or above in that 5-year period. This is for the electricians, plumbers, pipe fitters, boilermakers, sheet metal workers.
Things you can do with your hands.
Correct.
So if you are thinking hey, I'm looking to enter the construction trade and utility sector, JTM Academy is the place you need to check out. They cover all aspects of the career journey. And you guys have a weekly 4 weekly class session? Yeah, we meet on Tuesday, Thursday evenings from 6 to 8 p.m. and then Saturdays from 8 to 12 in the morning. And we're online. We're on Zoom. So you can sit in a comfortable, blah, blah, blah. Comfortably. The comfort of your own home.
See, your mother taught you how to pronounce these words correctly. So now we're working this out. All right. The comfortability.
Yes.
Of your own home.
Yes.
Right?
Talk that talk.
Yeah.
And how much it costs?
Free $99.
Stop.
Actually, let me take that back. It's not free.
It's not.
It's your time, it's your energy, it's your commitment, and it's your dedication to want to get somewhere. There's a dollar sign associated with that. Whatever that is for you, whatever your time is valued at, that's what it is. But in terms of you cutting us a check, no. you can cut us a check when you get your career going and support the movement. But while we're actually having you come through the class, no, there's no dollar signs.
And so I have a question. Are you trying to get some money? Do you know a young person that can benefit from this? Getting their skills, getting their confidence up, having mentors who are in the educational field to support them on their way, not just to get by, but we're talking about thriving. You know, I started the show out today with Moment for Life by Nicki Minaj featuring Drake. And there's a line in there that Drake says, to live doesn't mean that you're alive. Everybody dies, but not everybody lives. Are you living? I want you to really check them out at jtmacademy.org. Remember, he said they have classes every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays, the classes are from 6 to 8, Saturday from 8 to 12. And every first Saturday, there are in-person workshops, training, and networking. And what do we say? They said your net worth is based on your network.
That's what they say.
Well, they better catch it. Catch it. Now, one thing that you said, you talked about in this program how math is huge.
Yes.
And you had your experience at Norco College as well as UCLA. Can you tell us how your background experience supports you in this role?
Yeah.
Why'd you pop up like that? Did I say something wrong?
No. So I seen the timer go up, and so I'm a long storyteller.
Talk to me.
Yeah,
We'll figure that out.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so you know what happens when people are trying to get into their careers is we have a lot of mental blocks, and we have a lot of hurdles that either get placed in front of us or we place them there ourselves. And a lot of times we're our own worst enemies. And so I lived that life, right? After high school, it was a struggle for me as I wanted to be a pilot. And so my goal was to go to the Air Force. So my 7th grade math teacher said, his name was Mr. Howe. Shout out to Mr. Howe. Like, I don't remember my teacher's names, but I remember him. I got in trouble one day in class, and he said, he held me after class. I thought I was going to get in detention or, trouble like I usually did. He said, yo, man, what do you want to do with yourself? And I was surprised, like, wait, I'm not suspended, or what are we talking about? What do you mean I want to do with myself? I said, I want to be a pilot. He said, okay, you know how to do it? I said, no. He said, do good in math and science and don't get into so much trouble that you end up in jail or dead. Have a good day. And I walked away and I was confused. I was like, wait, what just happened? But then words rang through my head. So from that point forward, I still got in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I was one of them kids. But it wasn't so much trouble that I ended up ever going to jail. And obviously I'm still here. I'm still breathing, so I'm not dead.
And that's the victory right there.
Absolutely. And I always focused on my math and science classes. But after I finished high school and I was ready to go to Air Force, took the ASVAB, everything I scored in the 92nd percentile in the nation. And the recruiters,
you're super smart. There's a lot of brain under that head.
It was a DNA blessing that I got from my mom and my daddy.
Shout out to the parentals.
Yeah, because I abused my intelligence and as a youth. I didn't know how to study. I was just, sleeping through class. My homies used to wake me up. Hey man, we got an exam. I'd wake up, look at their notes, and then I would do good. That's the brain that I had. All right, so what did I do to get that? You know what I mean? And I wasted it. For a large part until I learned that this is a gift. You got to invest in it. You got to put it to good use. And then it's really a tool that you want to share with your folks so we could all benefit from it. All right. So.
No, you're fine. Keep going.
Didn't go to the Air Force after high school because the country was at war. And I was like, I'm not going to kill people that look something like me for some oil. It's not going to happen. And then I was lost for a long time. So I went around, floating around, didn't know what I was doing myself. Over the next 16 years, spent 9 of those years in community college to get a 2-year degree. Should have had a PhD. Oh, wow. Got an associate's, though.
Right.
Proud of that.
No shade here.
Right?
You got something.
Right. So with the help of, and actually I had a block at that time. It was like a mental block from my 10th grade teacher. I want to shout her out. I forgot her name. I think it's Mrs. Hurst. Told me I was a terrible writer. So every time I went to take an English class in community college, I froze up and I dropped out. So I couldn't pass.
You said English class?
Yeah, I couldn't write a paper. I told myself I couldn't write a paper, so I would just drop out. Just like people tell themselves they can't learn math, and so they drop out. right? So I had some of the same issues. It was just the reverse than what the normal is.
I tell Jeremiah all the time, how you do anything is how you'll do everything. Don't think that you're going to perform or act this way because it's only this time or this sector of your life. No, it becomes a habit.
Yeah.
Move in confidence, move in a flow.
Yeah. So to not go in such details, there was a lot of struggles that I had over that, 15 to 20 year period after high school. And a lot of that ended when my daughter was born.
I just saw you post something on Instagram. She just went off to school or something.
She's at HU.
You know? Did you know I went to Howard?
Somebody just told me.
Oh, chat, you listen.
Hey, I'm in a group text and my boys just hit me up. They're like, you know who you about to sit down and talk to real quick? I said, all right. Yeah. So, we dropped her off. Look, I got a brick. There's so much bricks on that campus.
Of course, legends.
When we dropped her off, we saw a random brick.
Come on.
So I got a brick at the house. You know what I mean? So I got a piece of the campus with me.
It's the Mecca, baby.
Yeah. So, man, that campus is beautiful. So anyways, her birth got me to act right. It got me back on track. It got me to take life serious. Because one, and then I'll wrap this part of the story up. One, I was scared as hell. I was about to have a kid. I was scared. I was hella scared. I was like, what? And I found out it was a daughter too. You know how much time I spent in places I'm not supposed to be where girls is doing things that I can't talk about right now because we on a family show? And I got a daughter coming? So,
Made you rethink some things.
Get my life together, my priorities straight. And so I ended up talking to the men around me who had raised daughters who I had extreme amount of respect for. Like, yo, your daughter's amazing. What did you do? So it boiled down to three things. One, be present, be consistent, and then understand that you are the example to manhood to her. And that was the blessing and the curse, because I was like, oh, I don't want to be, can we put Malcolm X on the wall, or like a true hero, like a, you know what I'm saying? And then it was like, nah, she's going to see you day to day. So you are the man in her life. So it changed how I operated, how I moved. And so I take all that, right, my life's experience. And then when I talk to my students, I used to say, you can't tell me nothing about how you failed, or how you going to drop out, or how, a hurdle came up and you couldn't handle it. I know all the ways to drop out of school. I know all the ways to mess up. And then I started listening more to my students. I realized, oh, y'all got some new stuff out here.
Like what? What are they talking about?
Oh, man, it's some situations I didn't find myself in.
Like what?
I thought I went to all types of troubles. I mean, I never battled depression on a major level. I never contemplated suicide. I never had abusive parents. I was never sexually molested. You know what I mean? There was
trauma.
The trauma that our students go through was so real that it smacked me in the back of the head and just calmed me down to where I don't judge my students anymore.
Come on, because we making room.
You have no idea what people was going through. Right. You have no idea. So yeah, I think going through what I went through allows me to be a lot more patient and understanding what other folks is going through. And so we connect based off of that. And so when folks come through the academy and they drop out, don't trip, come back.
Because if you fall down 7 times, get up 8. And if you can look up, you can get up. Yeah. Understand that your location is not your destination. Why? Because we here for a good time, not a long time, Mr. Amari.
Been hanging out with Dolomite?
I'm hanging out with Dante. But right now with you. Listen, we gonna be right back. We're gonna have some more exploring the conversation with Amari L. Jamai and talking about JTM Academy. I don't know if you know a young person or anyone. In fact, Mr. Jamai was telling me that there's a possibility that you can actually get paid to learn. They're going to pay you to learn. Then you're going to go on to make 5, 6, 7-figure job. I don't know about 7, but anything is possible.
Contractors do it.
I bet you didn't
I'm telling
know.
you right now, I got boys that's contractors. That's what they make.
Are they married? You know, don't put me
What's
in a
the-
box.
I thought you said
Stop
we was
trying
going
to
to
catch
commercial.
up.
We're going to commercial. What are we doing?
Okay, fine. Let's go to commercial, guys. This is the front page. I'm Dawn like the break of day. We got more coming up with Amari L. Jamai. Check us out at Dawn DAI Speaks on Facebook and Instagram. Baby, it's family. It's Radio Free 102.3 KJLH. We'll be back.
This is the front page with Don Day on Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing here with